You know that feeling, don't you? That moment when you've maybe taken a leap, put your boldest idea out there, only for it to just, well, land with a thud.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
And the world, or maybe just your corner of it, seems to whisper or sometimes shout. It's a stinging label, isn't it?
It really is.
One that often makes us think, you know, if we stumble early, our story's somehow over. That success is just for the prodigies, the flawless.
Right. Society really sells that narrative hard. Glorifies the early winners, the overnight sensation.
Totally. And it leaves those of us who hit bumps feeling, well, often sidelined. But what if? What if this whole idea, this failure means finished idea, is actually a lie? A profound misdirect?
That's a powerful question. And it leads us straight into a really counterintuitive truth, something explored deeply by Napoleon Hill.
The author of Think and Grow Rich?
The very same.
Yeah.
After dedicating his life to basically decoding success, Hill never saw failure as final. For him, it was always just temporary defeat.
Temporary defeat.
Yeah, like a disguise, maybe a test, sometimes even a strategic weapon. So our mission in this deep dive is to unpack this hidden law.
Okay.
To show how those early stumbles, those moments you perceive as failure, might actually be a secret path. Maybe even a necessary one, to profound, lasting success. We're going to look at how your own journey might fit in.
That societal story about early winners,
Yeah.
It's so pervasive.
Yeah, it really is, everywhere you look.
Feels like we're constantly seeing examples. The child genius, the dropout millionaire, the young athlete breaking records.
They become these idols.
Right. And maybe not because they're the norm, but because our culture is obsessed with speed, with instant results.
Exactly. It creates this pressure, this feeling that success has an expiration date.
Yeah, like if you haven't made it big by 25 or 30.
You're already behind.
Yeah.
Already forgotten. It's like time itself is the enemy, pushing you to scramble.
It's exhausting.
Well, that pressure is exactly what Napoleon Hill pushed back against. He looked at that whole cult of early winners and saw something different happening with truly exceptional people.
What did he see?
He believed something pretty revolutionary for his time, and maybe even now, that every great success is born out of failure.
Not just despite failure, but born out of it.
Precisely. And he wasn't talking about easy wins. He meant the kind of success forged in, humiliation, rejection, deep doubt. For Hill, failure is absolutely not final. It exists, he said, only to test the persistence of the human spirit.
So it's not a dead end.
Not at all. It's a critical turning point, like a silent question asking, are you going to keep going or are you going to quit?
Okay, so if failure isn't final and it's meant to test us, what actually happens to us in that process when we stumble early? Does it just break us or is something else going on? You hear people talk about broke.
That's a great way to put it. Because right to the core of Hill's idea, early failure does break you open. Well, it strips away illusions, doesn't it? Your ego takes a hit. You might even face ridicule.
Which is incredibly painful.
Oh, absolutely. In the moment, it's brutal. But in that vulnerability, you gain something incredibly valuable. You get scars, right? Scars of experience.
Marks of learning, not blemishes.
Exactly. You also gain silence, that quiet space you need to reflect, to rebuild. And from that, you forge a strength that frankly cannot be copied. People who haven't gone through it just don't have it.
It sounds like surviving a kind of first death.
That's a powerful concept, the first death. Maybe the death of your reputation as you knew it, or some naive identity. And the amazing part is, once you've survived that,
you're not as afraid anymore.
Exactly. You're not burdened by the fear of it happening again. It destroys your illusions of invincibility before they can really mess you up later.
That makes a lot of sense. It reminds me of that Nietzsche quote, what does not kill me makes me strong.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Hill's philosophy really applies that idea directly to the human spirit, to your will.
So it's not just bouncing back, it's being fundamentally changed, hardened.
Absolutely. It's about knowing you can survive that first death. You've faced it, you've risen. It's more than just resilience. It tempers you, makes you unbreakable.
Like iron in the fire becoming steel.
That's the perfect analogy. A painful process, but the result is incredible strength. And ironically, that's often why society can be a bit uneasy with late bloomer.
Why is that?
Because in a way, they become uncontrollable. They've already faced the big fear public failure and overcome it. They're not easily swayed by conventional success metrics or the fear of falling anymore. They've navigated the depth. They found their own way back.
History is definitely full of these kinds of people, these untouchables who really embody Hill's ideas.
For sure.
Like Thomas Edison, he famously failed thousands of times before getting the light bulb right.
Thousands. Can you imagine?
Faced mockery, skepticism. Yet for him, each failure was just temporary. Yeah. Another step.
Just data collection, almost.
Right. Or think about Abraham Lincoln. Bankruptcy. Losing elections again and again. Personal tragedy. People considered him a laughingstock.
Hard to believe now, but true.
Yet he emerged hardened impenetrable, unshakable, strong enough to lead a nation through its absolute darkest hour.
And maybe even someone like Nietzsche, the philosopher.
Yeah.
His brilliant work, largely ignored in his lifetime, sold dozens of copies, collapsed into madness eventually. Yet his words became immortal because he wrote, you could say, from the fire, not from applause.
It's striking, isn't it, how society celebrates success but often wants to forget the struggle.
Yeah, why do you think that is? I think it's because those struggles expose how fragile early success can sometimes be.
What do you mean?
Well, success that comes too easily, too early. It can breed arrogance, right? Or maybe a dependence on external validation, like applause.
And applause can make you weak.
Ironically, yes. It can convince you you're already finished, that you've got nothing left to learn. But figures like Edison, Lincoln, Nietzsche, their struggles gave them a resilience, a depth that no early success could ever grant.
It makes you wonder, what was that essential quality that let them endure all that?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer might surprise you. It leads to another interesting point. Beyond just building resilience, are there other, maybe less obvious advantages to failing early? Does it give you a kind of dark advantage?
I like that. What do you mean?
Well, it's counterintuitive, but those very scars, the ones you might want to hide, they can actually make you invisible.
Invisible way.
In a world obsessed with the shiny and the perfect, you're not reflecting that light. And that invisibility, paradoxically, gives you incredible freedom.
Freedom from?
Freedom from constant scrutiny. Freedom to sharpen yourself in silence. Build strength in the shadow. You're not burdened by the crushing expectation trap early winter.
It reminds me a bit of Machiavelli suggesting a wise leader skies their strength.
Exactly. Appear weaker, let others underestimate. Or even Carl Jung's idea of integrating your shadow, the pain, the anger, the failure, turning it into a source of power.
So instead of hiding the scars, you integrate.
You almost have no choice. And in doing so, you move closer to wholeness than those who've never had to face their own depths.
So this invisibility allows for, it feels like a secret weapon.
It really is. And Napoleon Hill identified persistence as the ultimate secret weapon. Yeah, it's not glamorous. It does not glitter. You won't see it on magazine covers. It's slow, relentless, brutal. And maybe only those who fail early truly grasp how necessary it is.
You contrast that with the glass warriors of early success.
Right. Shining outside, but often brittle within. They rise fast, sure, because they haven't been truly tested. But the first real hit from life, they can shatter.
Whereas those who fail early are poor.
Exactly. Yeah. They learn what Hill called definiteness of purpose. That ability to lock onto a vision and just refuse to let go. Even when no one claps. When nobody even notices the struggle.
Like a tree growing against the odds.
Perfect analogy. The tree that shoots up too fast.
Yeah.
Shallow roots, vulnerable. But the one that struggles against hard soil, drought, storms.
Its roots grow deep. Its trunk gets strong.
And when the next storm hits, it stands firm, unshakable. That's the power built through struggle.
That tree analogy really lands. It makes me think maybe early failure isn't just random bad luck. Maybe it's more like an intentional trial.
Like a ritual.
Yeah, or an initiation. A shadow test. Sounds brutal, though. Humiliating. Stripping away illusions, pride. What's it really asking us?
You've hit on something critical there. This shadow test, it's not random. It acts like a powerful filter.
Filtering out.
The fragile, the arrogant, the weak. It reveals what's truly rare and strong underneath.
Yeah.
And yeah, it asks that one piercing question you mentioned. Will you bend or will you break?
Did Hill go through this himself?
Oh, absolutely. He endured it, spent 20 years studying failure, living in near poverty, before he finally cracked the code and Think and Grow Rich. He lived this.
So greatness often comes later, after the struggle.
It's no accident. Think of the phoenix rising from the ashes. It has to go through the fire first. Or the alchemist failing over and over until finally gold.
It's a transformation.
An internal transformation that's the inevitable result of passing the shadow test. And listen, the very fact that you, the listener, are still here, still exploring this, still listening to a deep dive about failure's hidden power, it means you're already inside this elite circle. You're not one of the fragile ones who turned away. You're one of the rare ones.
So let's bring this home. What does this all mean for you, listening right now, maybe thinking about your own setbacks?
Yep, what's the takeaway?
It means you are not late. You are not finished. You are definitely not behind. You are forged. You are sharp. You are, in a way, chosen.
Chosen by the test itself.
Right. So stop fearing those labels. Stop trying to hide the scars. They are not marks of shame. They're signatures of strength. Proof you endured. You survived. And that survival itself gave you something priceless.
Something others can't buy, can't fake, can't steal.
Exactly.
And maybe carry this final thought with you. Let it mull over. Your scars, they aren't shameful marks. They're proof. They're the armor that makes you untouchable in the deepest sense. Those early defeats weren't curses. They were proof you were chosen for something far greater than fleeting early success, marked for the long game, destined to rise. Not just success, truly unstoppable.